Welcome to the Living Elan Podcast, where we help you reclaim your confidence and energy through taking control of your wellness. I'm Paige Hope.
And I'm Tracey Vlahos. Join us for quick chats on wellness, personal growth, hormone regulation, and more.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Living Elan Podcast. I know you're probably not used to me doing these intros today, but in today's episode, it is very special because I am actually interviewing Tracey. And if you caught our last episode talking all about Breast Cancer Awareness Month and what we plan to release to help with prevention and the power of education, then you'll understand why we are doing this episode today. And why this is so special to me is because way back in the day, actually it wasn't even that long ago, November of last year, Tracey and I meet. We're sitting on a table.
Yes.
And we are just, stars are aligning. I'm telling her the vision for Elan Pure. She's telling me all of this education she's done in the past. And we just, I feel so bad. There was a gal with us. And Tracey and I were just like I can't even tell you guys the energy that was there. We were colliding and it was just this intense fire and passion. And we were like, oh my goodness, we have to do something together. And that was literally the moment where we were like, we're bringing Tracey on board to Elan Pure. There are big things we want to do. It's not just about releasing quality products. It is about empowering, educating, and helping people live with more energy and confidence. So, Tracey, thank you for being vulnerable today and talking about all of this and letting me kind of take the wheel.
I know.
Feels weird.
I know. I'm like, oh, wow. Like, this is so... Well, and I just want to thank you, Paige, for recognizing. And can I just preface to say, I was so pleased when Paige asked me to come onto Elan Pure. And it is because of the mission, the energy, the confidence, the education, helping women be able to feel like they have a safe place to go. And it just so aligned in what she's done. And I'm going to interview her as well. There's so much. She's saying,
Mine won't be as good as hers.
Yes, it is. But thank you for everything that you're doing to make an impact in so many people's lives.
Thank you, Tracey. And truly, I believe everything is divine and we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing without the awesome team we have. So this and more to come as well. A lot more people to come on these podcasts. So number one, Tracey, I want you to go back in time to when you first received those symptoms. You probably didn't even know what you were doing because let's also be super transparent here and saying Tracey's always lived a very wellness-driven life.
Yes.
So back in the day when this happened, walk us through those symptoms. And this was taboo to talk about. So paint this picture.
Oh, yes. So to Paige's point, I've always been very wellness driven. In 2010, I even resigned for a huge career that I love so much, but I went back to school in New York to study holistic health because I could see that so many people's lives were falling apart. So I learned so much, right? So from the food and my mindset and so many things. But I also want to paint the picture that I also always worked 100 plus hours a week. 100, 120 was nothing. 7 days a week. I'd take Thanksgiving, Christmas Day off a year. It's just what I did. But I had lots of energy. And I remember thinking always, I'm fueling my body right. I'm doing all these things. And people were always talking about sleep. And I was like, oh, I'm fine. I can do all this with 3 and 4 hours of sleep. I'm so good. And then to paint the picture in 2018, I go back to school to study hormones because I don't want to really get into all that. So now I'm testing my hormones. I'm doing all the things and I'm looking at it, making different little tweaks, right? But now I am going to say to you, Paige, that I was getting really tired and exhausted. Okay? And then my hair was coming out by the handfuls. And when I mean handfuls, it was scary. I didn't want to shampoo my hair anymore. I didn't want to take a big comb through it anymore. I dreaded it. I'm sorry if I get emotional about it. It's just really huge.
That's the confidence factor of a woman.
It really is.
A lot of it is hair.
Right? It's I always say it's our crown. Each one of us have a crown and it's our hair. My skin's getting really, really dry. I was embarrassed. Like Paige noticed, but a few weeks ago or a few weeks back that I said I would just always wear long sleeves because I kind of had drier skin, but it was really showing. And then people would start saying things to me right? And I was like, oh, wow, like what's going on? And now it's January 2021, and it's time for me, because I like to set a date, to always have my blood work done. So it just helps me. And here's the crazy part I'm going to share with you. I go to a naturopath because I know that they're going to run full panels.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll talk about that in a moment. And they're going to go in real deep. But also at the time, right, it's kind of the beginning of the year, new insurance. I always go and have the physical, go to my regular doctor and have blood work done as well, right? Vitamins, different things. So it really wasn't planned this way, but I had blood work done 2 weeks apart, which I'm going to get to in a moment. That's going to be very instrumental, I believe, for others. So there I am. I get the blood work. It only takes a week or two to come back. Can't be that long. I just know it, week or two. And I sit down first with my naturopath. And he's going through everything. He's like, great, great, great. And he's like, wait, Tracey, are you tired? And I said, well, I mean, I'm always busy. I'm working. But I said, I just push through. And he's looking at it. He's like, your thyroid numbers are really off. And I was like, oh, no. I mean, I have been doing tests since 2018 every 6 months. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, oh, no way. And I said, wow, I hadn't really thought about it when my hair is falling out. There's just different things happening. He's like, oh, this is your thyroid. And I remember then him even saying, as a naturopath, you're going to have to go on medication. Like, it's bad. Like, we're going to have to work on this, and we need to get it under control. Your adrenals and cortisol, which I'll talk about, is really off, which is affecting your thyroid. And I remember thinking, oh, I'm not going to take medication. And listen, if you're taking medication right now, I am saying nothing wrong with that, okay? Because I'm going to just give you some tips. But I remember thinking in my spirit, what am I going to do? I must have caused this. What have I done? And I remember thinking, the body can heal itself. Can I then make changes, Paige, to be able to heal my body? So I looked at him, I said, what if I don't take that medication? Oh, I want you to know the look you just gave, and him started giggling because he knows me and he's like, oh gosh. Mm-hmm.
Like, we all know Tracey, and Tracey is not, she's going to.
Oh, he literally was like, you're going to do what you want. The laugh that you just gave, because he knew no matter what I say right now, she's going to do what she wants. But that's a whole other, right? If you don't mind, what I want to share something, this is one of the most important messages I share with everybody.
Okay.
The thyroid panels I had done, there's like 6 different ones. We are creating a graphic and posting those. Those will go up on our Pinterest page, all right? We'll make sure in our show notes we link this. This is so key that I need everybody to listen to this. 2 weeks later, I go back to my regular doctor to have my blood work reviewed. Because, right, I get it all done in January. So she's going through, great. I mean, but she, vitamin D, right? They tell you. And she gets to thyroid. She's like, great. And literally I say, whoa. Did you just say my thyroid's okay? And she's like, yeah. And I literally looked at her and I said, I was just at my naturopath. I did all the hormones. Mm-hmm. And I did a full thyroid panel. And my thyroid's not okay.
Pause. Ready? Yeah. The difference between conventional and functional, there's a place for both, yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes.
But the one thing to just note here as a preface is regular doctors, there's a very, very wide gap of percentages. They're not testing for optimal levels. This gap is too large. Now, if you've listened to us before, you know that we talk a lot about bio-individuality. So optimal levels are going to be very different for everyone. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Oh, absolutely. Maybe everybody's saying, I'm definitely not saying anything. We all need doctors. We need different things. But here was my doctor,
so crazy,
who said to me, Tracey, you need to listen to him. We don't test for all those panels. We only do TSH.
Which, how sad is that? Can we just say?
I mean, she's just honest. She's like, we don't do the T4, the TSA, the T3, the reverse T, all of it. She's like, that's just not what we do. Again, she's not slamming. She's like, here's the blood work that we can. Here, we only do TSH. And so your TSH, but she literally said, listen to him. She didn't find it offensive. She didn't say, oh no. And at that moment, I was like this aha moment that I just thought, how beautiful that I got to experience this, and how beautiful it was that she said this. Like, hey, you need to listen. So if I would have so anybody out there where you felt like, you go to the doctor sometimes and they're like, everything's fine, but you're not fine. You're exhausted and tired. Yes, we're aging, but we all know the difference.
Yeah. Listen to your gut.
Yes.
We all know within ourselves.
Correct.
It doesn't matter how old you are, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
If you don't feel like yourself, then you got to listen to that. And so many people don't know that there is another option, like the naturopath way as well.
Yes.
And of course, you can beautifully marry the two. But Tracey's just showing you guys the other way.
Yes.
So you have your hair falling out, Tracey. What does this do to your confidence in that moment? I just want to talk about, I know you're into wellness at this point. You're working all of the time. How is this affecting you from a confidence standpoint?
Literally, I think about it. It makes me so nauseous, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because now my hair's thin. The gal who's doing my hair, she's like, oh, wow, Tracey. Like, I need to cut your hair because now my ends, I have finer hair. So for those who aren't watching, my hair is really fine.
It doesn't look like it. It looks fabulous right now.
Because I have natural curly hair. And so it looks like it's full, and it really is. And I was able to get my hair back, and I'll explain all of that. But she's like, oh, it's so fine. Like, I need to cut your hair. Like, literally, I go from this long hair up to my shoulders. Because it's so fine. And every time, like I said, I'm combing it. I mean, it is by the hand. And I mean by the handfuls each time, by the handfuls. I don't want to comb. I don't even want to shampoo my hair. I'm scared to death. Now, the girl who's on camera, always traveling and speaking, I don't even want to go out.
Yeah.
Because I'm not feeling like myself at all. And so now what else is that doing to you, right? You're putting stress on your body. Because now you're making yourself sick about this. My skin is really dry. I'm getting this brain fog. Now it slows me down. And
Tracey's not slow.
Oh, no. If you know anything about it, there's nothing slow about me. But I'm trying to process it. And I'm going, oh, wait a second. Maybe all this brain fog really isn't okay. Maybe this really is part of symptoms. I'm like, oh, gosh. It is not fun. And I'm gaining weight.
Yeah. I mean, when your hormones are off, it affects everything. So when you go back to this naturopath, you see your numbers and you start to educate yourself on where your numbers should be.
Yes.
Where do you start? Walk us through that.
The first thing that I did, well, first of all, is food, because I already knew, like, here I was, I eat very clean. I feel my body right. I'm putting all the protein first, all the fats and things. And I'm like, okay, you need to tighten this up more. So now I really go down a rabbit hole of this. And I had called myself gluten-free before, to be honest with you. I was pretty much gluten-free, but I realized that gluten and what it does to your body, the inflammation and the gut health and how it literally affects your thyroid and what it's doing to it, that I had to completely, not just play about going gluten-free, but if I wanted to heal it, I had to go all the way. I had to go all the way. So there I am, I'm gluten-free. Now I'm realizing your gut health is so connected to your thyroid. And most of us, listen, we just live life. Of course, our gut, if we haven't really taken care of it. So now I'm going grain-free. Not only am I going gluten-free, I'm studying and I'm realizing I need to take the grains out at least for a while. I need to truly heal my gut. And that means more, Paige, than taking a probiotic. Yes. Okay? I'm going to make this real clear. Now, I had to. But I was going grain-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, not just playing it anymore.
Yep.
Like when you really do the research, and we're going to share things, and please go to our show notes. I mean, we needed to really go there. Like I was way serious. And for me, I'm going to be honest, I even went lectin-free, nightshades. I was like, okay, my body's inflamed and screaming. It's a symptom. It's speaking to you. And I was like, I am 50 at the time. I'm like, I've got a long time to live. Everybody said live once, and I'm like, no, I will take out the grains. I'll take out I am going to heal this.
Yep.
I'm not, if not, this is going to progressively get worse. and I knew the body could heal itself. So I had to start with food.
Chills. I just got chills, by the way, because the body can heal itself.
Yes. And I've watched it. I've worked with people. It's been done. Yep. But Paige, oh boy, this is the part that I don't think I was ready for. And even though I knew it, my nails were coming off because here we go with toxins. So now I'm going down the rabbit hole even more. Okay. Some people do and don't know this. I sprayed tan for nearly 25 years. And I even got organic spray tans, matter of fact. Okay. And I'm almost going to put this in quotation marks.
Yeah, organic.
I was covering my body, your shampoo and everything. When I understood that what I was putting on my body was then affecting, last episode I said 85% of breast cancer is caused by environmental toxins. It's also autoimmune disease and things. I'm like, oh girl, you need to start in. You need to give your body, your gut, your liver a break. Your body is screaming at you. You are going to have to do something.
And I know, can I just tell the audience? So Tracey and I, our tans look pretty good. This is not natural, okay? And for me, when I heard you for the first time say that you had to give up the spray tans, I know that was so hard because Tracey and I are very fair-skinned naturally.
Super fair skin.
And that is one of the confidence killers for me personally, is not having some sort of a tan. And I have to share this story. Oh my gosh, it could make me emotional. For the longest time, when Tracey was testing Elan Pure non-toxic self-tan, she literally wasn't putting it on her neck. And I thought that it was weird. And I'm like, so what's up with that? And she was like, I'm just so used. Like, I always want to protect my thyroid. And she was like, I forget that like this actually is fully non-toxic and I can. And now she does. She puts it on her whole body. But like for me firsthand to be able to see that habit, like she went from 0 to 100.
Yes.
And let's be real, Tracey she's the stilettos girl. She is like fully ready. Cause that's what, that's when she, taps into her power and that's her uniqueness, right?
Yes.
So for her to have to give up the tan, dyeing the hair, doing the nails. Like, I can't even imagine. I can't imagine.
And just to be honest, I wear a dress every day. So you can imagine, because of why you think I sprayed. I live in Arizona. I had sleeveless and dresses. So that tan and confidence that I continually for all those years had, and now it's gone. My hair, how I'm feeling. I have no tan. I don't even want to show up. I don't search high and low to really like nail polish. We're going to have things like that. We're going to show you like what you can use. But I literally though, for the first year, doing research, understanding that I was crossing my fingers. I could put these things back, but I was going to have to use different product was huge. But the tanning, can I just pause and say, Paige, still thank you. This like the energy and confidence. Like to be able to show, right? What am I doing? I'm not going out seeing my girlfriends.
Yeah.
I don't even feel good. My hair is falling out. I don't have a tan. I don't feel good about myself whatsoever. I'm gaining weight, but I was determined. So if somebody's out there right now, and whether you're going through thyroid symptoms, maybe you're having similar things.
Any sort of hormonal imbalance.
Oh, any. Like all of this was huge. What I was washing my body with. And I will talk about this being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, like literally one product at a time. I was like, okay, what lotion am I going to put on? No more perfumes anymore. Like it was a full change. Mm-hmm. So.
And can I just ask, because people have asked me this as well, how long did it take you to go full? And I actually never like to say full non-toxic because the reality is, we're in a podcast studio right now. There's some sort of, actually, what's funny about me is if I see a Febreze thing plugged in, I usually unplug it. Like if I'm at an Airbnb, I'm like, yes, we don't need that in here, but you can't avoid it. And so I just want to know how long it took you to live a less toxic lifestyle.
Correct. Like I need people to understand right now, but I'm gonna answer the question and say this. It's probably been 4 or 6 weeks ago, a girlfriend of mine, she's going through something very similar. She's like, Tracey, like I know I'm not perfect, but I'm like 60%. And I'm like, girl, do you understand your body is thanking you? I said, imagine right now if you put those 60%. So she'd crowded out 60% of the chemicals, what I'm saying. She's upgraded. She's still working a little by little. I said, so imagine all of a sudden you flipping it around, you flooding your body back with 60%.
Exactly.
I said, what do you think? And she's like, oh my gosh, I hadn't thought about it. I said, oh no, it all makes a difference.
So then how long did it take you?
I bet I am going to, it's such a great question with everything.
Because we're still making upgrades.
Oh, I'm still, are you kidding me?
Like for you, to get to 60%, what would you say?
4 to 6 months, like literally, like maybe everything, I don't know. Like it was my food and then, shampoo, my laundry detergent, our candles, everything. Like when I really think about then all of a sudden, I wasn't cooking my food with aluminum foil anymore because why would I take those metals into my body? There was so much. So it took a few months for sure to like get to a good spot and then like still scooch. I mean, I feel like the first 6 months I really was going, whoa, hard at it. As in something's running out and I'm going to research what's good next, right? And I'm still scooching. Right. So, but it took so always give yourself grace.
Yeah.
Like, hey, the tanning now, that's an easy one. I'm just going to say to everyone, I'm so thankful. And it's hydrating. Okay, sorry. Right?
I could go on for that. And I'm like, this is Tracey's episode. We are not focused on the tan today. Well, and I have to say too, like Tracey and I are always sharing beauty tips and all of that. And we have, that'll be the next episode. But I think what's really interesting here is it's going to be in your own due time. If you know Tracey's personality, you do not have to do this in 4 to 6 months. No. I will just share for me. It probably took me 2 years to actually be okay with some of this stuff. Like I just recently switched out my mascara and I have been I was struggling with hormonal challenges for a very long time. And just now was like, oh, dang it. Okay. I'm going to finally do this. I'm finally doing it. So that is just what I want to say as well.
Oh, yeah.
On that front. So Tracey, you're talking about the body. You're going through. So you did the food. Mm-hmm. Now you've stopped with the nails. You're doing all of the research. Where are you at in this process healing? Are you going back to continuously see what your levels are?
Yeah. So I have to tell you, Paige, we're 6 months in. Like I literally put it on the calendar. Because as I said, everybody, you don't have to go this hard. But, I'm like going, right?
It's like a smoker that
we're going in.
So we're 24 hours.
So I'm like 6 months in. I make my appointment. I go back to see the naturopath, because I planned on just smiling at him and going, I can't wait for the results. Right?
Because you're going to be optimistic, right?
Oh, of course.
It's been 6 months. You've been perfect. You should be healed.
I want everybody to know. And I'm in Pilates. I remember even telling all the Pilates girls, I'm going to go have it tested. I can't wait to share with you next week. I mean, I'm telling everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I need everybody to know. I get the test results back. I go back into the office. I'm ready for him to tell me. My numbers hadn't budged. And I was like, oh. And so he looked at me. And I said, nope, 6 more months. Here's what I thought to myself. Tracey, you're 50. This took 50 years to get. Do you seriously? Your numbers didn't go up. Okay? They stayed the same. Because he said to me, you do know that is a big deal as well.
Yes.
And I thought, okay, my body's going to be getting to I thought, hey, I'm worth 6. I'm going to do this. Because I looked at him, and I'm going to have to be honest with you, but I said, if in 6 months, if it's been a year, I said, perhaps, I remember saying the word because he giggled at me. He gave me a side smile. I wish you could see him, his little side, crack smile. I said, perhaps I'll have to do something. I said, but I wanted to give this a try. And he said, okay. Because he said, the numbers didn't move. So he was okay. He was okay. And he knew I was going to do what I wanted. 6 more months, still cleaning up. I'm going to be honest. I added infrared light therapy into castor oil on my neck.
Yeah.
Right. There's things we really could.
So you crowded out and now you're adding in. So you're in the second phase. It's almost like first phase is you're crowding everything out.
Oh, yeah.
The second phase is adding some good stuff in.
Oh, yes.
So at this point, is your hair still falling out in phase 2 or has it kind of stayed the same?
Thank you for asking me this. So I remember that in October, so it'd been almost 9 months and now my hair's not falling out. This is the big, if anybody has gone through this, the first time you shower and it's 5 strands in your hair and not your whole entire flipping hand covered in hair, it was a big deal. And I'm going, literally, I feel I can't even believe I'm going to say this, October 9th. I just feel it. It has stopped falling out. and I shampoo it again and stop falling
Chills
out
again.
And I'm thinking, oh, I don't care no matter what. I'm doing something. My hair is stopped falling out.
So now you're starting to see.
Oh, yes.
Because it sounds like the first phase, your energy kind of got up a little bit, which is great, but your hair was still falling out.
Oh, yeah.
So like, look at this. And I always like to tell people in general, I always talk in phases. And if you know me, you know I talk in phases.
Yes.
There's phases to everything. So that first phase, you were just figuring it out.
Oh, it was just figuring out.
That second phase, you're more confident. There's a teeny bit more energy in there.
I'm like,
Now you're on to this third phase. Your symptoms literally stop.
oh, yes. Okay. Because I could not, for the first time in my life, I eat very well. And imagine, you heard like all the changes even. I could not release this weight. There was a knot. And I thought, what is going on? And I knew, but like I said, this isn't like a full thyroid, but you're going to know what I'm talking about. Well, now I'm starting to deep puff. I called it. I'm starting to release. My hair's starting to like I said, strands. And it has never. Like, can I tell you that's almost been 2 years? And if you could see me right now, and people that got to watch this journey, I mean, that's what they said. Tracey, we're believers. You were right in front of us. I mean, we saw this. This is no joke. And I remember thinking, if God put me through this, I am supposed to share this story and help others. Give someone hope in small scooches. Okay?
I also want to add this in too, just for the audience. So the whole holistic natural route is more than just food and lifestyle. When Tracey has talked to me about this, she used to tell me that she would talk to her hair follicles and send her, oh my gosh, I'm literally getting emotional again. Sending her hair follicles positivity. Because as you guys have seen, there are so many studies out there. When you talk positively to a flower, it blossoms. When you talk negatively to a flower, it literally willows down. Yes. We're all energy. And I think people forget that symptoms are not something you should be mad at. No. You should actually be happy about symptoms because it's your body's way of telling you something. I always remember that with symptoms where I'm like, I always ask myself, I say, thank you, body, for showing me this. Yes. Let's figure this out. So Tracey, I want to, on this topic of your hair, and I know we're talking about timeline, and I apologize, you guys. Tracey and I do have a little bit of ADD, so we kind of jump around, but I didn't want to pass up the opportunity during the hair because your hair stopped falling out. But walk them through what your daily affirmations were for your hair. Because think about it, you were probably doing this for months.
Oh, months. Because just what you said, because, right, I'm getting nervous in my stomach. I don't want to. So now I'm thinking, I'm creating my cortisol to go up. I got my adrenals off. What am I doing? And so I would have to constantly catch myself. And when I would touch my hair, I'd say, I love my thick hair. Oh my gosh, it's so healthy. Thank you, hair, for being so thick and thin. I mean, I literally was talking to it all the time. Literally, I would touch it with my fingers and I would just talk to it. And I'd say, oh my gosh, thank you today for being curly because I have curly hair. I mean, I would imagine, and I close my eyes when I do this, the follicle, like your hair, we think we're going to put hair treatments on and it's going to make it stop falling out. I'm like, no. Your hair grows from your follicle. The follicle is inside of you. It's everything inside of you that's feeding the follicle. And then your scalp follicle, there's like, I like to call it almost like two follicles. Mm-hmm. And then you speaking to it, right? So now I'm feeling my body and I am just thinking it. Those the hairs are coming back in. I kept thinking my little sprouts. I didn't know if they were sprouts or not, Paige. Okay, I've never said that out loud, but you think but I saw them. They were growing. They were so happy. I want you to know they were. It. Oh yeah, I visualized it. This is no joke. Like, and I wasn't giving up. I was like, nope. I'm doing this. I mean, I always pull my hair up at night. I couldn't put the ponytail holder in anymore. Like I couldn't pull my hair back because it would just fall out. I couldn't twist it enough. Mm-hmm. Okay, now Paige, I don't think I ever shared that with you. And you see me in a ponytail and a cute little pineapple on top of my head sometimes all the time. Yeah. I couldn't do it. But I was like, nope. Thank you, hair, for being down. Thank you for being able to put it back. I was still thanking it for doing it.
That is such a powerful message in itself. Because again, as you're healing, I think so many people want to identify as their sickness. Mm-hmm. And so many people, and I was guilty of this too. Like when I was going through all of my hormonal challenges, and again, our hormones are always going, right? So yeah. I always am so careful though, when I see something happen or come up, I'm very, very careful with my words. And instead of being like, oh no, my hormones are out of whack right now, and like focusing on that. Again, we don't even put that out there because what you put your energy toward, that's what your body is going to focus on. And I think that's a powerful message in itself of all around holistic wellness. Gratitude is a piece of her healing. And I want people to really understand that.
I believe that with my heart and soul.
Oh, absolutely. So now I'll go back because I'm sure the audience is like, oh, I want to get back to the symptom free, all of that. So now taking a step forward, I guess, your hair stops falling out. Yeah. It's October 9th.
Yes.
9th month mark, whatever that is. Now you're starting to see this. Yeah. So you've changed your diet.
Oh, yeah.
You've changed your beauty products.
Oh, yeah.
You're still not self-tanning at this point.
Oh, no.
So everything is, okay, so everything is still like this. Now, where are you at? What do you do next?
Oh, my goodness. Well, for me, I did go into the kitchen. I kind of alluded to that, like what I was cooking off of, what I was doing, my adrenals. Like I'm going to, sometime we'll do something really on adrenal. Like I was like realizing that my adrenals affected my cortisol. It's like a chain reaction, which affected my thyroid. And I said, oh, you mean I need to slow down and actually sleep? Can I tell everybody, like, I'm just like playing with my necklace, talking about it. Like, I was like, oh no, I'm superwoman. No, I've been able to live 20 some years on 4 hours sleep or less. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I had to focus on sleep and rest. And it was a long time. I would just scooch back maybe like, I'm going to say, please, 30 minutes this week. The stress, this different little thing. So again, it just never stopped. I was like your body's speaking to you.
Yes.
Come on.
Rest.
This is beautiful.
Take
Rest.
time. Be present.
Yes.
I feel like you've really embodied that too recently.
I have.
Like
it's taken this long.
Present. Well, that's the thing. We're still making upgrades. Like our personalities. When I say I just refer because I feel like I, in 20 years, am Tracey. So I'm like, yeah, we together as a collective.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But it is true. And so if you're out there and you have that personality where you want to help everyone and you want to do all these things and, you're helping other people when you also take care of yourself.
I know.
So getting a little self-care in. And so you were taking care of yourself. You lowered that stress. Yeah. You're getting sleep. You go back to the doctor. What happens?
Yes. In 1 year. Now you know it. Like, I'm going to tell you 1 year. And I go in. And I'm like, again, but this time I was positive. Absolutely. But I was like, whatever's meant to be, Tracey's going to be. I kind of was like that. And I was proud. I loved how I was feeling. I knew everything I did was good for my body, right? But the tests come back and my thyroid numbers went down. I no longer had it. And the look he gave me.
He's like, you crazy woman. How did you do this?
But you know what? He did ask. He said, Tracey, what'd you do?
Mm-hmm. And you split it up into your phases, I'm sure.
Oh, I did.
Phase 1.
I made him a list. Oh, because I'm also an educator trainer. And because I thought, I started just documenting. And I understand bio-individuality. I understand everybody's different. Like, believe, I want to say to everybody right now, like, I completely understand everything. Yes. But as I've even worked with people, I said, right, their symptoms are just, they're not even feeling themselves. And I said, gosh, what if we could even bring those symptoms down to 50%? Mm-hmm. If we could even bring them down to 60, 70% because you made these lifestyle changes, right? I've seen people like cut their medication in half. Now they're feeling better and it just keeps, people get so like, I love when I get a message going, my doctor's like, what did you do? Tracey, I'm only going half. That's a big deal when you go half even. And now I'm feeling better and my hair's not falling. So what I'm saying to you today is you're worthy. Educate yourself. That's what we're here for, to give you that energy and confidence. But don't give up. It's so easy. I always say as women, we want to go to the gym once and eat well and get on the scales and say 5 pounds less. Come on. We want all or nothing. No, it's going to take time.
It will. And I want to leave everyone with this as well, where this is why we introduced this next series with Tracey, because we're going to go through her same phases. We've done a lot about meal prepping. We can link to that as well. So you guys have a lot of her tips on food. Yeah. So now it's time to really dive into beauty products and then crowding out those types of products and in the kitchen. So huge. Tracey, we didn't prepare this, so I'm just going to ask something. Okay. If you, just to leave this off, if you were to give any piece of advice to anyone going through any sort of hormonal challenge, what would you tell them in this moment?
My biggest thing is start with food first and then go to your products. Listen, don't go for perfection. My philosophy is in one scooch at a time, one thing at a time. It isn't all or nothing. It all makes an impact.
I love that. Tracey, thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you.
I feel so honored to be on this next phase and journey with you and educating people. And remember, everyone, this is a series, so we have 2 following episodes after this. Please stay tuned, and until next time.